Hey guys, what's up? Sora here. I'm back with a bonus video. This is going to be shorter than my usual videos since I don't usually post on Sundays, but I wanted to post today because today was a very special day for me. You guys are seeing this on Sunday. I played on Saturday in a tournament by Voidless Summoners. I'm trying to practice for the SVO, and I didn't want my first tournament to be SVO because I feel very ill prepared, and I'm glad I did that. So I participated in this smaller tournament instead. It was run with 23 people in the tournament, and I got second. I actually got to winners finals, then grand finals, then lost in the grand finals and the run back. So I'll explain the decks that beat me later, but those are exciting, by the way. But I wanted to share the decks that I ran first. I ran mid-range sword, Haven, and mid-reanimate. I think I was the only shadow player in that entire tournament. Definitely people were surprised that this made it all the way to the grand finals. But let me share this decks in order. This deck you already saw. I think the only change I made was I did end up putting the third Sky Fortress, and I put out one Bladed Hedgehog. I'm glad I did that, honestly, because Bladed Hedgehog sometimes as a 2-drop it just doesn't work. Wallet Haven, people kept banning the Haven deck, honestly, and I was like, thank you. Because I think this is the deck I really don't particularly like running, just because it's very straightforward and very powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's the least exciting for me because I already know what the game plan is, and like there's always one game plan, which is stock up enough storm damage for Heavenly Knight to just go face. But I had to run it, and people kept banning it, rightfully so. I think there was only one time it wasn't unbanned, and it did win. But every time someone was banning my Haven, I'm like, I'm glad, thank you. And for other people's Haven, I wasn't even banning their Havens. I was banning the decks that I wasn't used to. Like, I think my sword deck versus any standard Summit Haven deck, I feel pretty confident in, even though I know technically, quote unquote, whatever people are saying online is a bad matchup. It's not for me. I really like my sword against Haven, so there's that. The last deck is Mid-Reanimate 2.0, and you guys already saw this. This is the edited version of the Jordude's deck. I'm running 3 Prince Catacombs, 3 Skull Rings, 1 Israfil, which I probably will take out for an Odile after this tournament. I see now the value of the third Odile. But yeah, otherwise it is that the Jordude's deck with a few modifications. Now, the decks that beat me. First and foremost, there was a Jorm Blood deck that I unfortunately cannot craft. If I had enough vials, I would craft it. But I cannot craft because I do not have enough vials. It had Zodiac Demon, it had Noct, it had Vasago. It was a really, really cool deck. And he even ran Dark Feast Bat. It was amazing. And the guy said that it was a homebrew. I'll link again the deck in the description. That way you can see it. But it's so good. It's just really, really good. It was actually the deck that beat me ultimately in grand finals. It was down 1-1, and it was that Jorm deck versus my mid-reanimate, and I lost. I think quite a close game, really. And the other 2 decks I was able to craft. So this is Aggro Sword. Very powerful. I banned this every single time I could get except the grand finals, because I was really losing bad to the Rune deck that you're about to see. But the time I unbanned it, I got handily bodied, straight up. Like, it wasn't even close. I just got steamrolled, absolutely. The deck that I was so worried about, because it was beating not only mine, but everyone's asses, really, is the Tartman Ginger Rune deck. And I am so excited for you guys to see this. It's you guys cannot even believe this. Tartman did so much work, and I'm like, I really want to see it in action, because I think everyone has been downplaying this card. I wasn't good enough to know and appreciate how good this card was. I saw it in action. No, it doesn't fit in every deck still, but when it works, it will win you games. Seriously, it's crazy how good this card is in the clutches of situations. So you guys will see that deck later on. The that he posted does run 2 Gingers. I only have 1, unfortunately, so I replace it with Illusionist for the time being. I really don't want to craft the second Ginger just because it's about to rotate out. But everything else here is pretty much his deck, and you guys will see that later on this week along with the rest of the Shadowverse videos that is normal. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Sora, and I'll catch you guys this coming week.